Hi, I'm Corey. Welcome to Creating with Scraps. This is the final flip through of the Flips, Flaps, and Folds idea book that is long overdue. Many of you might have noticed that squirrel is kind of what I do. And once I'd done most of the pages on this, I'd kind of put it aside and worked on other projects. I think it was the Scrapbuster idea book. And I promised myself that I was going to get better about completing projects that I'd started. And we all have projects that we've started and not completed, but I have a lot of them. And I challenged myself between inking and getting things ready for the Stamperia Forest journal to finish this up. And it didn't need a ton. It just needed an additional spine because I made it so fat. And a couple little pages put in that I hadn't done. So it's done, and I wanted to give you a flip through. The first thing, if you watched the other videos, you might have noticed I thought I had left myself plenty of room to close it, but this thing is about 1/4 of a mile thick now that it's done, and I had to add onto the spine. I thought about adding more of this same lace, and then I decided I wanted something a little bit sturdier because when it sits on my shelf, it's going to sit something like this with, the ribbon on the outside edge, and it'll sit like this. So I wanted something that was going to be real durable right here. And what I ended up doing was take 4 pieces of canvas, cut the exact same size, and I made basically a canvas sandwich. So I put 2 on the front, 2 on the back, and then the old edge of the spine, or the old edge of the cover, I sandwiched in between the canvas, and then I sewed these stripes. And I know there's a name for them, but I don't know what it is. And then I just took a bit of the vintage lace that was some of my favorite and put it along the edge to kind of soften it and blend it into the cover. And the string I just sewed into the front and the back side so it wraps around and it holds this guy tight. So that was my process, and that's what I did, and I'll go through quickly. And I also put the pocket and the video number so that if you're like, oh, I really like that pocket, or I want to try that, or I want to alter that and make it work for me, you at least know which Flips, Flaps, and Folds video that it's associated with. So there is a video that shows how I made the doily cover minus this canvas piece, and there's a video how I sewed in the signatures. And then first, let me tell you, when I added that, there was a couple things that worked well. One of the things that I did was I put the bulk of the book inside this plastic bag. And that way when I was sewing, because I should have done it the whole big cover first, but I didn't. It was already attached and I wasn't going to unattach it to sew this piece on. So I put the bulk of the book in this large plastic bag, and then it was out of the way while I was sewing. Another thing I did was I moved my sewing machine over to a big, large table area so that this heavy book had a place to rest while I was sewing the cover. And the last thing I did was when I was when I was making the sandwich with these ribbon things, I took some of my quilting clips and I took the ribbon and I did this and I scrunched it up so that I wouldn't inadvertently sew the ribbon into the strips here. And I did get the very edge of it on one, and I just kind of left it on the inside cover to remind myself to just be a little more careful in the future. But those are some of the things that as I was adding to my cover, in case your cover doesn't fit also, that worked really well. So there you go. I added, now I had a couple Flips, Flaps, and Folds that I didn't make videos of for a variety of reasons, but mostly because I'd moved on to Scrapbusters and I was mentally thinking of Scrapbusters. So if there's interest, I'll certainly show you guys after Stamperia Forest how to do this. And one of my viewers, I didn't know if it was Stamperia or Stamperia, one of my viewers kindly mentioned that she'd watched videos. They do lives, and so they're real long, and I generally don't watch real long videos, but she said they pronounce it like pizzeria, so Stamperia. So I'm going to go with that. I had this one started eons ago, and I didn't have a spot to put it in my book, so I just used a safety pin, a bulb pin with a bit of lace on it to close that and make a pocket. And here's this little booklet. I just, again, this could be a Flips, Flaps, and Fold. It's an alteration, or a variation, I should say, of another one that I've already done. And my purpose with this one was text, reminding myself, kind of like I did with the lace doily 15 ideas to make with lace doilies, or whatever I titled it. I did the same type of a thing here with text. And so text as a base or underneath of an embellishment. Little old different variety of text flip ups so that, you can just tear and go with different fonts and different colors and different ages. And then text as a background with just, a top tuck, little die cut top tuck. And then text sewn in. Now, Jibbid Neri, who I've mentioned several times, has it where she does just one little word, one little piece of paper, or one little word in there in her sewn lines. And that was a bit much for me. I didn't know I love it. It's beautiful. I went with just some words I found on a dictionary page to kind of add into the writing. I'll put that later. And then text in a pocket. So a little old, like I think this is 1790s paper. Really super brittle, but I put it inside the pocket so I could still enjoy it. Text as, oh, maybe this one wasn't text. This one was a gift. Somebody gave me this really cute one. Oh, I know what it was. Dictionary or text as a label or as a tag for, an embellishment. Somebody gave me that old, I think it was a playing card, and I just put writing paper on the back of it, but I thought it was really kind of cool. And just a piece of dictionary paper that defines, I think this one says sisterhood. And then text is a bookmark. I just put a bit of a book page. Sorry about the glare. My craft room is a cave, so lighting is always an issue, and I try to avoid the glare, but with the transparency on top, that makes it really tough. Anyway, I just put really thin book page on top of some scrap cardstock and cut it out with a die cut machine, and then sewed transparency on the top to sandwich it with just a leaf or a weed from the summer. And then it's a bookmark. So transparent or text is a bookmark, text is a belly band. And this is just a book page that I folded a couple times to make a belly band and then sewed it together so that it would be sturdy enough. So text as a belly band, and then this, text as a random variety of text as a journaling card, or, a place to add more writing kind of a thing. And then I glued it all on, and then I sealed it with a single layer of Mod Podge. So just a variety of ways to use or include text in junk journal. Okay, this, and I didn't do it in order, which is why I am trying to clarify now. This is a top tuck, the Laura Bain fold down, and I don't know if Laura initiated this, but that's where I saw it, so she gets credit for it. And it was a top tuck at top, and that's video number 3. This is the flip ups with different kinds of text again, and that's video number 2. This one was the first video, and this is just one of the 3 layered or stacked pockets, and just a bit of a writing place in the back. And so that's video number 1. Video number 4 is the Tim Holtz square papers. I think those are the 3x3 squares. And then video number 5 is the fold over with, the different tuck spots. This is the other side of video number 4. And this is what Gail was actually describing in one of her videos that I misunderstood and ended up making this. But this is what Gail actually did, so I thought I should include that as well. And that's a Gail video, and it's to see how she did that. I linked her video on my video number 4. So Flips, Flaps, Folds number 4 will show you how Gail made hers. Video number 6 is just a simple one, but a lot of value in that. Great way to use up strip scraps. Video number 7, and this was inspired by somebody, and I don't remember off the top of my head who, but if you go to that video number 7, it'll tell you who that was. And then just some more journaling spots. Video number 9 is just a simple paper pocket. Video number 8, and this one was a good one because it reminded me that even in just an idea book, I don't like the pocket as much if I don't like the paper. So it reminded me to use paper that I like all the time. And I'll be happier with the project when I'm done. So that's video number 8. Video number 10 with all kinds of tuck spots. You know, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journaling cards on this page alone. Video number 11 is another wraparound. So the other side of video 11, or the other side of this project is on the other page. So that's video 11. And here it is as a little flip out writing book. This one wasn't an actual video, but I wanted to show different ways to top tags. And so that was this one, and I just included it because I wanted to. So that wasn't an actual video, though I did explain it, I think, between video 11 and 12. Somewhere in there. All right, this is video number 12, and I call this my 3-pocket full page for when I make a mistake, which happens frequently. Video number 13, just a flip up with lots of pockets and a belly band in the back. Video number 14, I ended up tucking some tags and such in there, but this is one that opens up and folds out. It has, you know, all those fold out pieces. And when I'm all said and done, I put these in here to remind myself for now, but what I'll do is I'll put the video number on like the back of a tag or something. So when I'm done with my book, I won't have these numbers in there. I'll just have them available to myself. Video number 15, and there's another stacked pocket, one of the 3 stacked pockets. And just another little pocket on front. Video 16, and there's a couple different variations of the same one in here. And it's amazing how one simple fold can really inspire a lot of different pockets and tags. In fact, I think it was video number 9 that inspired this one. So, number 16, I think this is the back side. It's another flip over of number 17. Yeah, oh, okay. Number 17, this was Tracy Fox inspired from Love Junk Journals. And it's an over-the-top double-sided with a pocket on the front and scraps on the back. Well, this is the same thing, but instead of over the top, it's over the edge of the page. And it's got the scrap pad on the back, the pockets on the front, and it just rounded the edge of the page. So they're the same thing, and I described both of them in video 17. That's the back side of video 17. This is video 18 with just a little booklet and then a pocket on the bottom. Video 18. Oh, and I don't know why, but I didn't put 19 or 21, maybe it was 20 and 27 in here. So they're out of order and they're in the back. I did include them ultimately, but that's why I'm skipping numbers. If you're thinking I'm losing my mind, well, I probably am. But in this case, it's actually correct. So video 18, and then this is video 20. It's another way to use text with some side text on the side. Video number 22, and this one is another variation of the flip over pocket, right? With a little pocket in the back. This one's a great one for mail too, if you're wanting to, you know, make a gift card and then put a little gift inside the card. And so that's video number 22. And 23 is another variation of this and number 9. Same basic tight fold, but just done a little bit differently. So that is number 23. I like this one just because you get to have a lot of decoration and you still have room to write. So 23. 24, this is Gail's paper, Gail Augustinelli, one of her digitals. And it's another flip over, so the other side of this one is on the back of this page. But this is video 24. And video 25 is the third of the stacked pockets. And then on top of the stacked pockets, I put a variety of paper clips. You know, a top pocket paper clip, a dangle paper clip, a book paper clip, and then the side pocket paper clip. And I have a video on this if you want to see it, and I believe it's just called paper clip. So 25, and then there's a pocket in the back for a journaling tag. Video 26, I don't think I had finished this last time, you folks, when I shared it with you guys. So I just put the little extra bit on there. And again, it's a variation of number 9. Number 9 has a lot of variations on it. But that's video 26. I mentioned these on video 27 because Gail had done another video that had a really cool fold that made a good flip, flap, and fold. And these were the offcuts of Gail's video. So I mentioned these pockets. They're just scrap pockets that I had glued down to make a corner spot and then with a tuck in the back. So envelopes are folds. So it's mentioned in 27, but they're just envelopes that are layered on top of each other. And this one I showed you in episode 26. but it's not mine, and I didn't create it, and I mean I made this one, but I didn't come up with the idea. It's one Gail showed, and I think she calls it a quint fold, but I mentioned in video 26, I link Gail's video so you can see it, but I think she calls it a quint fold, even though I call it a quad fold because there's 4 folds in it. But there's, you know, I've got a pocket down here, some writing space. Anyway, it was just really great, fun way to use up some paper and then tuck in the back. Oh, and that one was a Gail bonus video. This one I'd showed in a previous project, then I just showed somebody how to make it. And because I was doing it during this, it's just one of these long folds in a oh goodness, mailbox pocket. That's what those are called, mailbox, mail slot pocket. I guess that's what that is. And that was inspired by Jib Neary. She does something similar, and I just used my take on what she does. This is video number 28, and I'm not going to take it all apart, but if you're interested in this, and again, a variation of number 9, these are all variations of number 9. So that's video number 28, and I just tucked it in a pocket there. And video 29, this is the one that Carrie Fellow's mom inspired. I think she turned hers, she oriented it sideways, but it's the same idea, you know, a couple pockets. She used an envelope, and I changed it up from an envelope. Scrap pad to a pocket into a belly band. So that's video number 29. Scrapbuster 18 is also number 30, and I didn't include it in here simply because I have it in Scrapbuster 18. So if you look at Scrapbuster 18 and you look at that's essentially pocket 30, because somebody was saying, oh, we need 30 pockets, and they're right, because I had just stopped. So this is 29. Now back to the others. Oh, something fell out. Okay, here is video 19, because remember I told you I'd forgotten to put them in. And this is just one of these you know, these little envelope folds. There's a couple different ways to do it. I've seen it several different ways now. And I looked at somebody's, and that's where I just kind of guesstimated. But basically, it's a writing place, and I just sewed it on with scratch paper. But it's also a pocket. So you can pull that out and write, and this is just a top tuck with some paper clips. And this is one of the doily projects that I just included in here because they needed to have a place too. This is number 21. Again, just some writing places and more writing places. It's a 3 pocket, actually I guess it's 4, no 3, 1, 2, and 3. And this just one of those little, an envelope with some writing space inside. And what do I have in this? Oh, just a journal. There you go. There's an offcut. See here, this was a long thing I made in the doily journal, or the doily video, and I had an offcut. It was too long to fit there, so I just turned that into, from a journaling card into a tag, and included it in here. So 19 and 21. This is video number 27, and it is, I kind of used a belly band to hold it in place, but it's a super simple one where you just, you know, it's a great way to use 12 by 12 paper. And I just did it in a bee thing. I'll put that back later. This fold I didn't include, but Yvonne Preston does this one quite frequently, and it's another variation of the paper fold. And I'm not going to do a video on it simply because if you watch one of Yvonne's videos, she shows how to do it. Let me sorry, I tried to put the tablecloth on here because of the glare on the glass mat, but now it's all moving all over. So anyway, it's just a full piece of paper, and you fold it a couple different ways. So you can open it up and write on it, and then fold it down like this to make pockets. And Yvonne shows, I don't think she has a tutorial on it, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I can show you as a fold if you needed it, if you'd like at some point, but I don't think that's really necessary. And then just fold it, tucked back up like that. And I had a paper clip somewhere. Oh, well, I'll find it. And then I just paper clipped the bottom piece closed. And then these were some of the last ones I finished. And these ones were tough for me. And I'll tell you why. Because I try to remind myself every once in a while to go outside of my comfort zone. I mean, like everybody else, I have a style that's my preference and what I enjoy creating in. But I have to remind myself that, you know, there's value, and I appreciate other styles as well. And so that's what these are for me. These are a completely different look, more a little bit, I don't know, maybe Victorian's not the right word, but more feminine Victorian. And this is based on a letter that I got in I won an auction in Shipshewana, and it had some vintage envelopes and letters. And there was a vintage letter in there that's just a piece of paper turned into an envelope. And I thought that was so freaking cool. So it's just a piece of paper folded into thirds and then folded into thirds. And then you cut out, you know, kind of like we do, you cut out a section off the top and a section off the bottom. And when you fold it up, it makes an envelope. So you could conceivably write your letter in here, address it on the front, and then pop it in the mail. And I thought that was kind of cool. And I hadn't seen it before. I'm sure other people have done it, but I hadn't seen it. But it was inspired by the vintage mail that I got in Shipshewana. And this one is another variation of number 9. And again, way outside of my comfort zone. I think this paper is K & Company or Anna Griffith. A friend of mine had gifted me this paper. And I thought, I love it. It's beautiful paper, but what am I going to do with it? And again, variation number 9, I just made a little trifold journal. And it's not so much that, you know, the paper's not usable another way, because it certainly is. It's gorgeous paper. But I don't generally do things that are quite that feminine, for want of a better word. And then also, when I was making this, I didn't want the these holders to go through. So I came up with a way to make these holders, the tied holder things, so that they only stay on top. You don't have to poke it through the page, and I'll show you that in a minute. And if you're interested, after the Stamperia Forest, I'll show you, or actually maybe I'll show you on the Stamperia Forest, how you can do that without making a hole on the other side. So that's one flip, and then you come around to the other side, and this is glued down. You could certainly make this a tug spot, but this book is full enough. And then same idea. You can see here, I didn't poke this through. There's nothing on the back there. So there's a way to make these on the front and not go out the back. And just a flip up, fold down. So a journaling pad here. And can you even see it? A little tuck spot on the bottom. And a tuck spot belly band on the top with just a little notepad, a flip up notepad. So tuck it down like this, flip it up, message, and then just a little notebook. Flip open notebook. And then behind it is, because I put the belly band on top of the pocket, there's just a little tag on there. And then a tag here. I fold it up closed. And again, like that. And the last one. There's a paper clip. I wanted to include, and you can see this thing just doesn't stand up. It is huge. But that's fine. As an idea book, if it's not a journal I'm really writing in, then more of an idea book, it'll work just fine. All right. These are some of the doily ideas, and I included him here in Flips, Flaps, and Folds because I didn't want to create yet another idea book. So there's that front piece, and this is a pocket. I just glued it to another piece of cardstock on 3 sides and made a pocket in the front. And then flip it open and use this doily envelope the insert piece. What I did was I sewed it onto a loose piece of paper, and then I glued the piece of paper in here. So I've got a sewn in flip, kind of like I would if it was a signature in the center, but I just put it on the back of this paper. And that way it's not, you can obviously see it's not showing through there. And I thought that was kind of a fun way to include a flip without having to use washi. And then just a little notepad, you know, a little sewn together notepad. But this is one of the things I showed in the doily video. So I wanted to include that there. And then it's got that little tuck spot in back. And then I just put a pocket. And then this is a bag. So there's a pocket back here. And, well, I was going to say, and just a journaling card here with a bit of vintage lace. So a flip out, and then here is the doily, the different layered doily as a background with, you could put a piece of doily there if you like for an edge piece, and another flip out. And here's the little envelope that I included in that doily video and put on top here. And then this, it's a variation of so many. It's just a trifold with a pocket, and instead of oriented sideways, it's oriented up and down. And just a reminder that you can turn things sideways. And I think that is it. I didn't put a pocket on the back because I thought it really had enough. This is one that I was playing with another flip, flap, and fold because, you know, I had an offcut of paper like this, just an offcut. And I thought, well, what's another thing I can do? And so I started folding and folded it in half and folded it in half and folded it in half. And it eventually, and I didn't decorate or anything, but came up with this. So there's, let's see, here we go. There's a tuck spot back here. There's a space for a tag here. There's a tuck spot over here. I'd probably put a notepad right here and something else. And then it folds over and then folds down like this. You could put a little pocket on the back, but I thought that'd be a great little Happy Mail envelope. And it started life just as one offcut of paper. And it's just a matter of gluing and folding and then notching. I made the little notch. I suppose I could have made a little notch here too. But anyway, if you want to see that one, maybe I'll decorate it at some point and include it. But I put that in one of the pockets just because, oh, I know, I tucked it back here because I wanted to remind myself and it needed to go inside this book because flips, flaps, and folds. All right, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, list them below. And I should have time this weekend, I hope, to be able to answer those. And I intend this weekend I am almost done with the pockets getting all the prep work ready for the pockets. So Stamperia Forest with all the pockets on the back. And I was going to show you the closure and the pockets on the backs of each of the envelopes. So that'll be up next. Thank you for watching and happy creating.